If you're struggling in this current climate that we all have right now, the big cost of living crisis that we're told about on a regular basis, well, truly, where could you get to, say, live in a rent-free four-star hotel, all meals provided, medical assistance, dentistry, doctor on call, and of course all the amenities of living like that? People say, oh, it's just one room, it's not very nice. I know lots of people that live in one rooms, that's not very nice, but they pay over the odds for that with none of the extras that are attached to this particular job. And also, just think about that, on top of all of that, you could be making up to £2,000 a week plus in cash. Oh yes, let me explain. Morning chums, nice to see you. Thank you so much for your time as ever. And it's fascinating, these stories that evolve, as I'm sure you understand. It's interesting because, you can't blame the individuals because they're lured here for the simple fact that this is now what's on offer. You see, recently, I don't know if you know the story regarding Deliveroo. Sorry, we haven't done a wave, have we? The sort of eating company that delivers everything for you, alongside many others, Eats or Just Eats and Uber Eats as well. Well, they've been in trouble literally in the media because, of course, of the illegals that they employ to drive their bikes electric up and down this great, wonderful country of ours, but more so in big heartland places like Leeds, Manchester and London. And what's interesting again here is that, Deliveroo recently said they were going to work with the government to clamp down on this. How about the government just clamping down on these illegals arriving anyway? That seemingly is too much of a problem. It's fascinating to note, isn't it, that they can put this huge fence around the House of Commons because they need protecting and they're worried about their own security. Likewise over at Canary Wharf, another huge fence around that migrant hotel. But seemingly, you and I in real life, we've just got to fend for ourselves. And recently we were also told, were we not, that the average age of the pension now could go up and be about 74. They haven't quite decided that bombshell yet. But this is interesting in itself. Speaking to a Deliveroo driver who was very, very forthcoming and literally just decided to tell me his story, well, what was fascinating was it wasn't so much the lure of the job. The job isn't exactly that well paid. But what they can do is get between 20 and 30 deliveries a night. That's how many people seemingly can afford to have fast food delivered to their homes across London. And what's more interesting was he let slip to me that most people fight to get the jobs to deliver to hotels. Now, as you know, you're not allowed to actually deliver the food in the hotel, so the guest has to come outside. The reason why they like doing this is, well, quite frankly, quite simple. Because if you're a hotel guest, chances are you probably will tip them an average between £5 and £10, maybe more if it's a more exclusive hotel. You get the picture. Now, here's where this also gets interesting because he pointed out that the average tip would be around about £5 per journey. He said he did between 25 and 30 a night, working hard, but nonetheless picking all that hard cash up alongside the salary that he picks up from the various companies that he works for, who, let's not forget, do not use his real name on that particular slip. They come up with a name like Matthew, James, whatever, never the true name. So they are complicit in this. I said, well, what do you do with all the money? And he said, well, you see, the safe in the hotel is not safe to put the money in. So they all combine and buy a safe, which they keep locked, and they've secreted somewhere in the hotel. And they pool that money. Also, his particular area told me. But if you figure that out, if he's pulling in around about £2,000 a week in cash for 7 days of work, well, it's a lot of money, right? And culminate that with the fact that there's no taxes attached. Seemingly Yvette Cooper, Keir Starmer, Angela Rayner and the rest are not too concerned about this, well, terrible situation going on behind the scenes. Meanwhile, many people are losing their jobs like Brewdog and now, of course, River Island. Hard-working people turning up every single day to try and earn a crust. Meanwhile, yes, Angela, Keir and of course Rachel and co are quite happy to let the illegal immigrants come in, take your cash and, well, squander it, building a better life, all while tax-free. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.